A little bit briefly what happened to me after the war. About 8 days after liberation, about 10 of us decided the gates were open, we're going to walk into Bergen, into the village. We didn't get very far, a jeep pulled up, and there were 4 officers came out. But, by the way, my friend spoke very, very good English, perfect. I didn't know a word. I'm doing a little bit better, but I managed. But he spoke very good English, and this officer asked him where we came from originally. So he told him from Hungary and introduced ourselves. He wanted to know where we were going. So Bundy said, we're going to go into the village, see if we can find anything. And he says, well, don't bother going there, just go back in, because the British and the Russian prisoner of war's already been there, and there's not even a German living in the place. There's nothing there, it's been all ransacked, taken away. He says, no, the number 2 camp, it's not infected fully with typhus yet, but within the next few days, the fit, that is people who are not affected by typhus yet, gonna be moved out into Bergen and then taken to Celle, to a very large display camp hospital. He says, and I'm gonna keep an eye on you, which he did. And it turned out to be, his name was Captain Basil Ellenbogen from Liverpool. He was a doctor who worked in the Royal Hospital in Liverpool. He was a great chap, and he lived up to it. He came to see us in Bergen, and then he told us where we're going to go in Celle, and we were taken by army lorries, ambulances. And he kept coming to see us. He said, you'll be here a couple of months, and we get you on the right level. And I've seen my commanding officer, and you can come as an interpreter to my friend. He says, well, if Jenno can't come, I'm not going. He said, of course he can come. If anybody else wants to come, they're welcome to come. But anyway, we got better. Well, not better, but we started to certainly change our outlook on life. And he did come for us. And he took us back to his unit in Bergen. And then very quickly we got moved from there. And we became part of the British Army, of the regiment, one of the regiments liberated Bergen, Belgium. But you see, that day when we walked through that gate and we wanted to go into Bergen, only then it hit me that here I am, just over 17, homeless, penniless, a stateless person, an orphan, in a land of the enemy who destroyed my family and myself and millions others. And I was absolutely naked. I never knew, never even thought to think what's going to happen to me. The only thing I knew, that I lost everybody, that it only hit me then what occurred to my family the last 12 months. And through it, I became what I am. Suffering gave me the strength and the discipline to make a life for myself. With some very good people who helped me. I became an interpreter with the army, and I moved with the units where I went. And eventually in 1947, the regiment, they came back to Britain, and I went to the headquarters of the British Army Training Centre in Sennelager. And I stayed there. Then in 12th of November 1948, there were some 5 young women arrived from England about a week before, and they were gonna be stationed in Sunnalager. And I was actually on the gate when car pulled up, and I saw the girls, and I must confess, I, I was a terrible socializer. I was a really very quiet. I was very, very quiet. I was a very poor mixer. I just lived within my past. That's what I did. But anyway, I noticed Annie, who I met, she looked beautiful. She really did. And I thought myself, oh, I must get to know this girl. Of course, I used to get my food in the Sounds Mess. And I had some very good friends. And this police sergeant who I worked for at times, he said, some very nice girls arrived, Eugene. I said, yeah. I said, one particular one. He said, which one is it? He says, come on, we're going to go for a drink. So we went in the camp itself, introduced myself, and I got to know Annie. And we became friends, very good friends. And the year went by. As a matter of fact, I had my 21st birthday in 1949. And she put a little party on with her friends and some of mine, you know, just nice sandwiches and a drink. And I got to know her, and I really just fell in love with her, and that's simple as that. She says, well, I'm going to leave. I'm going back to England, she says. And when you make your mind up, then you come and stay with us. So following October, that's in 1949, I left Germany. I arrived in Britain on the 20th, travelled up north where she came from Northumberland. And on the 12th of November, that on the day where we met 12 months later, we got married. We got married, we got 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls.